Put the plug on us.
So I was saying, basically, after the prison was closed, it started to crumble. The cell block started to crumble, and there's questions of what would be done with that space because it's 10.5 acres in middle of Philadelphia and Fairmount area. And a volunteer task force got together and said, let's save this space. It needs to be recognized. The history here is so important. And how are we going to do this? How are we going to raise money to preserve this building? It's amazing architecture. And they started in 1991 having a costume party, a fundraiser, to preserve the building. So that's the first haunted event that happened.
Wait, I'm sorry,
as a fundraiser.
Prior to that, weren't they doing like tours, or that it was just sitting there closed?
It was closed for a while, and they started doing some hard hat tours at this point. They couldn't let people just go right in. Exactly, people went in with hard hat.
I thought that once they closed it, they opened it as a day thing that you walked through.
Not right away. They couldn't do it right away because it was so it was in such a bad state. So they started raising money in these haunted house events, and like I said, the first was a costume party, and we have like a black and white photograph of, at the time, Mayor Wilson Goode, who attended this party. There's some big names, and some local businesses got involved and donated food. And from there, it grew and became a place where they started telling haunted stories and taking people through the prison because they wanted to see it and telling them stories. And then it became more of a haunted house where actors were actually hired, and there was more of a story to the haunted house, and they'd hide and pop out at you. And then it became the haunted attraction Terror Behind the Walls, which now is in its 20th year, and it's the most popular haunted house in America. We have so many visitors come through each year, and the money that we raise allows us to have Eastern State Penitentiary open as a historic site. It's a museum, open 361 days a year. You can go 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and learn about the history of this place. And we wouldn't be able to do it without Terror Behind the Walls. Last year, the money in Terror Behind the Walls raised provided 65% of the operating costs of the historic site.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. So it's really great, and I think like a lot of the people who work for us, I really love them because it's a strange dichotomy of people who want to scare people so much and just have all this like pent-up anger that they put into performance. Yeah. But on the inside, like both of these guys, they're really big sweethearts because they care about saving this building, saving this building and making sure it's preserved forever so everyone can know the importance of its history. This year we're really excited we've opened up 2 new attractions. Yes. Our first one is called the Gauntlet, and this is the first attraction you hit when you come into the haunted house. And it's a disorienting maze where visitors are being processed and coming into the prison. So that's really neat. It's totally brand new this year.
Yes. I'll be with you, don't worry.
We play upon people's phobias a little bit.
I want you to tell me.
I won't tell you what's in there, but it's pretty exciting.
I'm not going to tell you.
And then our last new attraction is called Breakout, which is it's like a fresh scare zone. And basically visitors are trying to leave the prison as we have some inmates who are also trying to escape and guards who are trying to keep control of this chaos. Yeah. So for our 20th year, we really wanted to go big, like we say, go big or go home. Mm-hmm. And so we added these 2 new attractions in addition to the ones that we always have that are scaring everybody to death here at Terror Behind the Walls.
Night Watch is awesome.
Night Watch is awesome. Shout out to Night Watch.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably can see that yourself.
Oh my gosh. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Always on the job, people.
Yeah.
Sometimes because of our work is so hard, people get sick and they have to call out. But we make sure that we have people back up so the show never feels empty. We always have a fully staffed show so we can give our visitors the best experience.
We're also open rain or shine or snow.
Or snow.
Last night it snowed, and I have to say,
I went for that.
Your theme music was hilarious. It was, it was like holiday-givingness, like Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas all in one last night.
We had to. Well, we have a break room. We have a green room where our actors and our other employees take breaks. And last night we just couldn't believe it. I think it was the first time ever that we've had Terror Behind the Walls with snow outside.
Yeah.
And so our makeup artists were awesome. They did some cool stuff on our zombies that are outside and made them look like they were frozen and had icicles coming off their face. And our actors were twitching and shivering. And then in our green room where people take breaks, we're playing some winter music, winter holiday music, and hot chocolate. And it was wonderfully bizarre.
It was.
The shivering wasn't acting. It was really acting.
I wanted to ask you, because you've been here longer than I have, do you have any good haunt stories?
Haunt stories?
Yeah, something.
About the haunted house, or?
Haunted house, in general.
Do you think the place is truly haunted?
I had an experience once. I wasn't sure before I came to Eastern State Penitentiary if ghosts existed, and I do believe they do now. I can't say for a fact on the record whether it's haunted or not, but I will say that I'm the last person to leave at night after all the actors get out, and when I'm leaving, I usually use a flashlight. I'm not scared of that much, but just because when you're by yourself in this gigantic building, and I pretty much look straight ahead. I don't try to look at the long corridors just because, your mind can play tricks with you, or there has been accounts of people seeing things, and there's just no way that I want to encounter that by myself. Like, I feel like I'd be safe, but I don't know. It could be pretty overwhelming, some of the stories I've heard.
Well, he claims somebody pulled his hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Several times. Was it several times?
It was two things happening in one night.
But they pulled your hair twice, right?
No, my hair and then the back of my calf. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I went last year. I was not. First off, I went with my friend Rachel, who screamed louder, so they just kept coming towards us.
Mm-hmm.
I did not get scared.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get scared at all. I got a little spooked. I got scared when I was getting ready to walk out, and the wall comes in at you, and there's mannequins there. Well, the one mannequin wasn't a mannequin, and she moved, and I fell. I literally fell. I was like 10 feet from walking out.
So you did get scared. You got startled.
I didn't get. No, she scared the living shit out of me. But I didn't get scared the whole night. My friend Rachel wouldn't stop screaming, so they were all over us.
Uh-huh.
And I had a bruise on my arm, and we laughed.
Because your friend hit you.
But my whole thing was I really, this girl scared the living shit out of me. Like, literally.
Yeah, that's like a camouflage scare. So basically, it's like you're not sure like if someone's gonna pop out at you, and an actor is dressed up like maybe they're dressed up like a prop or something else in the room, and all of a sudden someone in there really is live, and you don't know.
Well, so many of the mannequins didn't move all night.
Right.
And I was like, oh, it's all just mannequins, and then this bitch fucking. If I see her again, we're gonna punch her in the throat.
If I see her, I'll tell her she did a good job.
Exactly.
I'm gonna punch her in the throat. I really did get scared the shit out of me.
We're moving, closing down the show, but I definitely want to throw this out there. I asked for this, and one of our head managers made it possible for me to do a gay night.
Yeah.
So thanks.
Yeah.
I messed up his last name, but Brett
Bertolino said that we should definitely do this. This is something we've been doing for a long time in Terror Behind the Walls. We have what we call a gay night. This year we're calling it LGBTQ night because we want to make sure we know it's inclusive for the whole community and its allies. Everyone is invited to Terror that night just like the usual night, but there is a special promo because we like, not only do we hire as equal opportunity employer, but we like to celebrate the fact that we're in the city of brotherly love and that we have so many people who are open in LGBT community, and why not reach out and say we got a special promo code if you're brave enough to come out to the prison. What do we say? We won't scare you straight.
Mm-hmm. Now, question is: can they use the promo code at the box office window, or can they only do it online?
Only online. Mm-hmm. So I had it posted up,
but it's half off, so it's $15 just from
which is amazing because it's on a Friday night. So $15 for a Friday night is awesome.
And I'll be walking through too.
$15, and it's like an hour-long experience from when you step in to when you leave.
Last year was a lot longer than a fucking hour because we kept getting like,
yeah,
we kept getting like something.
My suggestion.
It was so crowded tonight.
My suggestion is try to get in there early, so that way you can actually get a chance to experience it. The actors are just warmed up and they're ready to scare. Mm-hmm. So try to get in there good. And afterwards, I think people are going over to Jack's to get some drinks.
Yeah, at Jack's Firehouse, they're having like a little event. So it's like, LGBTQ night at the prison. Come in and get scared, and then go warm up across the street at Jack's Firehouse and have some drinks. And there's some awesome food over there. My favorite is the pulled pork nachos. They're so good. Never.
I'll have it.
Is it sweet pulled pork or is it vinegary?
I'm
not big on the vinegary.
I guess it's
sweet. I think
sweet.
Sweet, yeah.
It's sweet. It's delicious.
Big shout out to
Coleslaw?
Cali. Had a blast scaring the
Coleslaw?
Jesus out of you.
You can get coleslaw.
Yeah, I love pulled pork with coleslaw. The bomb.
Yeah, but it's always fun, and there's a lot of people, like, it just seems to be like a good crowd when we have these, like, this LGBTQ night, so definitely come out.
So, like, go online now, actually, and get your tickets, because you cannot walk up to the box office and give them a promotional code. You have to do it online. It's half off, which is $15 to come experience a great show.
Yeah, and you're actually better off doing it online anyways, because it is a really popular show, so sometimes we sell out. So go online, and LGBTQ night is November
The 4th.
So that's Friday, November 4th. So the good news is, if you didn't get a chance to buy tickets for tonight, and if you already have plans for tomorrow, Halloween, come out on Friday, November 4th, the LGBTQ night, the Terror Behind the Walls at Eastern State Penitentiary.
Woo! I'll be there.
Actually,
I'll be there.
Both Jayl and Ed will be coming through. I think Jayl has the day off, so he's actually going to walk through that.
For the first time ever. I've never walked through. So
Awesome. And Kevin, this handsome guy, will be in there scaring you.
I will. I'll be waiting.
And me, the beautiful Amy Hollaman, will be behind the scenes running the show.
Absolutely.
But if you do come and you radio request me, I'll come out and say hello to you.
I'm radio
Absolutely.
Radio, National Radio. Can I say hi to Amy Hollaman? I'll come out and I'll say hello. I will.
Well, you guys have to wait till you get to Night Watch to see me. And I'll be running around.
He won't notice you. I went twice last year. He didn't notice.
I can't say that I'll be standing there waiting for you, but I'll be around in some secret pocket ready to jump out at you. So
and I'll make sure that you know when I'm coming through with my people, because I really need you to scare them. I'm bringing one of my minister friends, and I want him to really go off. Because he said all he's going to do is walk through, and he's not going to do anything. He's just going to plead the blood. So I want someone to make him fall. That's my objective. Big shots out.
It happened to me.
And if you can't come on LGBTQ night for November 4th, we also will be open November 5th. And the following Saturday, November 12th, where we'll actually have some special paranormal celebrities at the end of the show that you could meet. So we got a lot of nights left. I know Kevin put the website right down there, easternstate.org, and you'll see the Halloween side of the page for Terror Behind the Walls.
Guess what it is? I didn't put Eastern, I put Eastern.
Oh, it should be Eastern.
Let's see.
I guess
Kevin's mind somewhere else. He's thinking about eating something.
Kevin can make a mistake once in a while. I guess that's okay.
Okay, let's just do this completely over.
We'll clear that up right now. Yeah, or I think you can actually go terrorbehindthewalls.com and it'll bring you to the same page. You can put easternstate.org, but I'm pretty sure it'll bring you to the same page. And if you have any questions after this, you can always hit up Kevin.
Definitely on Facebook, on our Twitter. Definitely. Let's see.
I'm sorry.
There is a fan page on Facebook for Terror Behind the Walls.
Yeah, there's a fan page. It's Terror Behind the Walls. And you just go on there and like it, and you get updates about special promos that we have going on.
There's also email list?
Yep, there is an email list you can sign up for. And you can find me on Facebook, too, if you're one of my new fans. Amy Holla, that's Hollaman. So, Amy Hollaman.
And just to get back to the cause, for those of you guys who want to check out the prison in the daytime, there are daytime tours. Can you talk real quick about that?
Are you guys still doing the passes? If you buy a ticket, just get like a discount on that.
On certain nights there are, but I'm not sure which nights those are, but you could look online. But the daytime tour, it's only $12, and you get you can be there all day long. It's open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. 361 days a year, just not like the major holidays, pretty much. And it is open during the winter, too. And we have an audio tour that's narrated by Steve Buscemi, which is pretty awesome. And you learn about, he's a famous actor. Right now he's in that Boardwalk Empire. He's like the big head mayor.
They say it's really, really, really interesting. Like, I've heard from people that have taken it. They said it's really interesting.
It's interesting about the history about this prison, and as well as it tells you a lot more about the history of Philadelphia and America as a whole. I mean, it's the first building to be named a penitentiary in the entire world. So there was already prisons and jails, but it was like the idea of lock them up and throw away the key. And this was the first correctional facility where they actually wanted people to be rehabilitated so they could be reintegrated into society. So if you come on Daytime Tour, you'll learn about how that project worked and how it changed throughout the years and sort of led to eventual shutdown in 1971. But it's extremely interesting. And we have artist installations there as well that are rotating, and so if you're an artist, it's a place where you should come out and check it out because you can always apply to have an art installation in the penitentiary.
So I wanted to ask you, there's two things. There's two things I've heard about the prison. They made the doors extremely small so people had to bow their heads.
True.
To remind them of that God was watching over them.
True.
Two things. All they were given to read was the Bible.
At first, that's true. Okay. In the first part of the correctional system, they were given a Bible, but later on in its history, as you know, just like we were talking earlier about history progressing, there was a synagogue on the grounds, and as well as...
But that was well into the 1900s.
Right.
And they put a window over each door so they would let them know that was the eyes of God watching them or something? Because it was built on Quakerism, correct?
Right. The Quakers built it with the idea of penitence, and in each cell is built a tiny slit where like the light from the sky would come in, and it was referred to as the eye of God, because the idea that the prisoner would find the inner light within them and find God and be able to repent for their sins. So
it's the word penitentiary. You guys have to go and check this out. It's like all this stuff. I said I was going to go to it, and I never went.
You can also go on to the site and read up the history of Eastern State. So
we want you to come out.
Definitely want you to come out.
Yeah,
just to see the structure. Like when I walked up last year, I've driven past it like on the bus and I've seen it, but I've never really walked up to it and walked through it. The architecture's Philadelphia has some incredible architecture, from City Hall on down, the Art Museum. For it being a penitentiary, the architecture is breathtaking. It's crazy.
It is. I mean, it was built to look like an intimidating castle that sat at the time up on a hill and looked down at most of the city of Philadelphia, so it would intimidate people from committing crimes.
Right.
But now that the city's grown so much and really, enveloped this space, you're driving up 22nd Street towards Fairmount Avenue, and all of a sudden, bam, there's this gigantic, what is this castle? And you find out it's Eastern State.
It looks like it kind of just got dropped there. In modern day Philadelphia, I'm sure back in the day, it had a greater presence.
Actually, it was the outskirts of Philadelphia originally.
Oh yeah, it was at the top, it was like at the top of the hill.
And it's a circle with a bunch of I guess you would describe it as maybe like a wagon wheel, like the way that it looks, right?
Yeah, it's a radio plant. So the outside walls are like a square, and then inside there's a central point where a guard could stand and then look out at what looks like spokes of a wheel down the different cell blocks for surveillance. And this architectural model has been replicated throughout the world in all different countries because it was just revolutionary at the time, and it is beautiful.
It really is. For being it sounds really weird to say penitentiary is beautiful. The architecture is unbelievable. You guys just got to go and check it out. Mm-hmm. Even if you don't go to the haunt, which I suggest you do, it's part of American history. It's a really cool building.
It's a huge part of American history. This building had central heat before the White House did. And it's a Capital One landmark, which means at this point it has the same level, I guess legislatively, respect as the Washington Monument. So we have to continue raising money so that we can preserve the building. That's why we have terror behind the walls. But Eastern State Penitentiary is amazing, and it really has impacted the entire world's history. It has a global impact. You have to come see it. People come from all over the world.
Definitely.
Yeah, well, I started hearing about it when I worked at the Marin as a bartender. People were like, where is this? Because I just really moved to the city 15 years ago. It's like, what are you talking about? And then customers started telling me oh my God, we went to see it, and Al Capone was there, and it's really haunted. When I was a bartender, when I moved to the city newly, I started hearing about it, and I think that's right when they started doing the haunt. So then, of course, that coupled with people actually doing the day tours. But I said for the last 5 years I want to do the day tour, and I've never done it, and I think I'm definitely going to do it this year.
Yeah.
I really want to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we keep expanding our public programming. It's for adults, for youth. Now there's a whole educational program that ties in with Pennsylvania school standards. So schools come on trips I mean, it's such a neat place to take a field trip because you're like stepping into this amazing building and students are like looking at this and really not just reading a book about like this is like what history is, but stepping into it and just it's so transformative.
So we had the first zoo, the first hospital, the first
penitentiary,
and the first penitentiary.
Mm-hmm.
Leave it to Philly.
Well, I really want to
first.
I want to wrap the show with this. One more thing I definitely want to throw out there is the VIP tours.
Ooh, VIP tours. Okay, yeah, there's VIP after dark tours, which means you have to go online and or call over the phone and buy your tickets in advance. But this is a package ticket where you get to go on a nighttime tour of Eastern State Penitentiary led by one of our expert tour guides, and you get a flashlight and you're going through the dark, abandoned parts of the prison and learning about the real history of Eastern State Penitentiary at night. Then this is definitely the place where if you're going to see something, it might be on one of these tours.
Yeah.
And then after that, you get to go through the haunted house as well. And it's really amazing. It's something we added into our programming last year, but it's a VIP After Dark tour. I mean, the amount of people get to do this is not that many, and it's pretty like amazing if you're one of the people who decides to buy a ticket for a VIP After Dark tour.
Yeah.
And this was actually on MTV. What was the name of that paranormal activity show?
Fear. MTV Fear was one of them.
Fear.
I mean, we're on the Travel Channel. Actually, tonight we're on the Travel Channel for a show called Halloween Crazy. I think is at 9 p.m. We're on the news. We've been on the Travel Channel several times. We've been on the Discovery Channel, I believe. Yeah. It's
The one on
kind of a
MTV,
big
the one on
deal.
MTV
Yeah.
was scary. I remember watching that.
The Travel Channel made the back of my head famous. Just so that you know.
Mhm.
So,
That's my head when
The
you
back
see
of your
it.
head?
Yeah.
I think that was in the back seat of the car that made your head famous.
And yesterday and today, we were on the Today Show about the history of Eastern State Penitentiary, which just shows, like, I mean, the Today Show, huge national television morning show. A lot of people watch it, and it's the reason why they came to Eastern State Penitentiary is because they realized how unique it is in America's land, like the historical landscape of America.
The girl that lives next door to me does the makeup there, and she's been in my store every morning. It's really weird. She's lived next door to me for 2 years. He's been here, like, forever. They just saw each other last week. I was like,
Makeup at the
Yeah.
prison.
I said he's at my house all the time.
Oh,
She's like,
yeah.
they never saw him.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. We have a team of about 16 professional makeup artists who do the makeup for 120 actors every night. And these makeup artists, when they're not working for us, they do makeup for movies and all different types of events. They're really amazing, and that's why when you come in, like, you're astounded by looking at people. And sometimes I've worked there for 7 years, and I'll look at someone's face. And, like, Kevin might come over and try to tell me about some issue I'm helping him troubleshoot. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, like, look at your face. Our makeup artists do a great job. Our whole FX crew.
Well, she's
is
been in there
amazing.
really early each morning doing stuff for the new shows.
Yeah.
She came in my store. She's like, I gotta be in at 6:30. I'm going to do makeup. Wow.
Right, yeah, our makeup artists just are another example of the dedication of our staff, and we all really want the greater Philadelphia area and beyond, all of our visitors to have amazing Halloween season, and we put a lot into it. We don't just scare you, we want to entertain people. We have some characters that are a little comical and sort of bring some relief, so when you're in between the attractions, you have a second to take a breath and kind of calm down a little bit. And we are family safe. If we have kids come through, they can say,
Monster be good.
Right, which means that the monster will leave them alone.
We have to stop.
Oh,
They have to stop.
Kids.
Kids.
If you say it, they're going to attack you. Just so you know.
they're not allowed to touch you.
No.
They're not allowed to touch you.
But they're going
We're not allowed
they're
to.
going to pursue you because
They're
you're a
gonna
grown
pursue
man that
Rachel.
said you're a grown man that says monster be good.
We
They're
walked
going to
up,
pursue
from
you.
the second we walked up, the dude walked up with a sledgehammer and slammed on the gate, and Rachel started screaming, and it was non-stop. I was like, bitch.
Non-stop entertainment.
But I was like,
Behind the wall.
I was like, Rachel, stop screaming, because the louder you scream, the more they're going to come around us. They were like, stink
Hey,
on
stop
shit.
talking about that. Stop talking about that. We don't let our secrets out.
Well, it's true. I mean, everybody does that. The more attention
Terror Behind the Walls, now open select nights until November 12th.
Yes.
Go online, buy your tickets, get them while they're hot.
I definitely have to go now, but I also want to throw out that, November 4th, we're doing a promotional code for LGBTQ night. And we're also, one of the reasons why I asked for the promotional code for that night is because we're celebrating our first year for the show. So it's our anniversary.
That is our
Oh, for
anniversary.
the Kevyn M
Yeah,
show?
yes.
Oh, for First year,
We're doing a
20
Halloween
years.
show on Tuesday.
Tuesday, yes.
And then next Saturday is the 1 year anniversary of the Kevyn M show.
Whoa.
I've been here since the beginning.
Yeah, so we don't.
Big
I
deal,
wasn't.
people.
We're celebrating anniversaries.
This is my first time.
So thank you guys so much. Thank you again, Amy, for joining the show. I really appreciate it. Had a lot of fun. Great conversations.
Thanks for inviting me, Kevin.
Our first lesbian.
Now that's true.
First lesbian.
Are you out?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
No.
Maybe I'll get a date.
Oh,
Maybe I'll get a phone call. Hello, man!
No.
They're gonna Google you. They're gonna
No,
Facebook you.
I'm out. I think it's important for someone like myself who has a big job like this to be out because I'm proud and it's the truth. That's just how I am, and I'm lucky to have a family that has come to embrace that, and yeah, and I'm single.
All right.
Yeah. Facebooker.
Although right now I'm married to Terror Behind the Wall because we're really busy.
But it's only for another 2 weeks, girls.
Well, Amy's job extends a little further.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not going to be going crazy after it closes, right? A little crazy.
I'll have to rest a little bit afterwards, but
Right,
So maybe somebody can give her some much needed.
maybe a back
Therapy.
rub. A back rub.
We'll just say therapy. We'll just say
Back
therapy. Keep it PG.
Terror Behind the Wall.
Thank you, Amy.
Next night, go online, buy your tickets. These guys are great actors. This guy was supposed to do last year. He's coming again this year. Terror Behind the Wall at Eastern State Penitentiary.
So that means I'll see you guys tonight, the 4th, the 5th, or the 12th. Or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Will you come back on the show?
Yeah, come back on the show.
No, I mean, honestly, we've been saying that we need a woman, and we've never had a lesbian on the show to speak of lesbian issues.
All right.
So, and we've been trying to get a lesbian. I've been trying to get a lesbian.
That sounds
And you
very
are lesbian.
I'm a big- Anyway, no, but we would love to have you back on the show to talk
So
about it.
again, thank you guys.